Hello and welcome to the instructional video of the Omegapress 2. You've connected the machine to the mains, switched on the circuit breaker at the back, connected the water pressure and the drains to suitable outlets, and switched the machine on. This is a typical display you'll see. As you can see, this is the temperature for the curing. Once it's achieved the temperature, it will run for that period of time before stopping heating and starting the cooling process. The pressure that's applied during the process is indicated in the centre display. To adjust any of these parameters, it's just a simple press of the button to adjust to the desired parameters. The timer doesn't start counting down until it's achieved the temperature for the curing process. Okay, so you've got all them parameters set up. Now, unlocking the head, making sure the ram is down to the lower position, bringing it up and putting the sample. Hello and welcome to the instructional video on how to use the Omegapress 2. This is the machine. As you can see, it has an emergency stop. This stops all operation of the machine. On and off buttons, cycle run and cycle stop, ram up and ram down, and automatic or manual cooling. The upper section of the display, this is the temperature for curing, which is adjusted simply by up or down buttons. So you set the temperature that you want the resin to cure at, the times that it's going to run at that curing temperature, again simple up or down buttons, and the pressure that's going to be achieved by putting the sample under pressure, again simple up and down. So that's basically the start of the machine. You've got the machine connected to the mains electrically, you have the machine connected to a water supply and a drain outlet at the back. So to start, we're going to raise the ram to the upper position, place the sample that you want curing on the head of the ram and drop the ram down. There is no need for an air supply on this machine. It's an electrically driven pump, hydraulic, so it's completely self-contained. Okay, so the ram is in the lower position. Put some resin powder. Into the mould. Bring the head into place. Press it down and lock. Then it's simply a matter of pressing the cycle run button. The ram is now pushed to the upper position and applying the required pressure here. This is the temperature that the cylinder is running at the moment. You will see it steadily increase, and the time, because it hasn't reached the required curing temperature, remains steady. You'll see that the temperature will slowly increase. The pressure will maintain around 3,500, which was preset, and we'll just wait now until it gets close to the required temperature. So I'll pause it. As you can see, in a matter of moments almost, although it's a couple of minutes, the temperature's now gone up to 160. Shortly when we see it reach 170, you will see that the timer starts to count down because it's achieved the required temperature. There we go. It will now count down until the 8 minutes, which was preset, has elapsed. You'll see that the display for the pressure is now closely monitoring the display so that it maintains the required pressure. There's 7.5 minutes or so left to go now, so I'll pause again until we get closer to the time. The process has now got 40 seconds to run. It will change over from the heating to the cooling cycle. When this happens, you'll get production of steam as the cooling water enters a hot cooling jacket. So you will get a steam and a hissing sound from the drain. It's entirely acceptable and nothing to be concerned about. Once the steam is initially being produced, then the output will be normal water, and this is just the cooling process continuing. 5 seconds to go now, and it will shortly change from heating to cooling. There you heard the steam being produced, and now the cooling water is running through. You will see that the temperature is rapidly dropping as the cooling water continues. It's factory set at the moment to 50 degrees. At that point the machine will make a tone, and you know that the cycle is complete. The complete cycle will light up, and I'll explain to you shortly, if you need to, how you can change that temperature that it reduces to before the cycle is complete. Okay, that's the cycle complete. You see the display reverts back to normal. The complete indication is illuminated, so you know the process is complete. So all we do now is unlock the head. Use the ram up button to unlock completely the head, take it out of position. You can see it's now open. Slide back the head carriage. Continue to raise the head, and there you can see a perfect sample. Once you've done that, normal house maintenance applies. Make sure there is no swarf or resin left around the head. Pull out the side pin here. Drop the upper head, ensure that any residue is removed. Drop the ram back down, clean out the cylinder, and it's ready for your next sample. Now, I mentioned earlier about the concealed key for changing the cooling temperature for end of cycle. It's quite simply press the stop button, press the on button. Here you can see 50 degrees, which is the factory set. To adjust that temperature, simply press the up and down. So if you wanted 40 degrees, if you wanted the sample cooling to 40 degrees before the end of cycle, you would press down. This is the diameter of the mould assembly. So if you change for a different diameter, you would just change that size, and then just press the off key, and they're held now, and they are the new parameters that are set for the machine. Thank you for watching.